How's it going, guys? We're back with an update on what the seriously? Like, I didn't even notice this until now that center cap came off. I'm trying to do a video and the siren comes on. Seriously? Whoever over there talking is interrupting my video, and I wish they'll shut up. Last video I did of this Jeep, wife was saying she had some issues with it stalling. Now what I did was I did disconnect the battery that day, and it's been almost a month since I did an update, and I've been personally driving this a lot myself to see if I can encounter that issue. Ever since I disconnected the battery, I didn't have any issues with it stalling. Now, however, I know there's something going on with the throttle. Like, sometimes it's in the rev a little higher when I start it up. I want to apologize for that wind. It's a little windy. Let's get inside. I have encountered an issue I've never seen before. On one of the cold starts, I noticed the RPMs when I first started on the cold start, it was kind of fluctuating like that. Say my fingers the RPM gauge, and when I first started, it was kind of fluctuating like that. So I can agree that it is something to do with the throttle body. Also, I had some people commented on my last video and said that they can agree that it is the throttle body and it probably needs to be replaced. And there was a couple of times where it feels like the throttle tend to want to get stuck sometime, which seem a little scary. Sometimes, you know, I can be at idle and I give it gas and it tend to rev a little bit more than usual. Let me show you what I mean. Starts normal because the engine's warmed up, obviously. But when I rev it, I just tapped it just a little bit, and as you can see, it seemed like, I don't know, to me I feel like the throttle might be getting a little sticky there because I barely tapped the gas, and you can see it kind of hold this RPM a little bit longer than what it should. But of course, the proper way to change out a throttle body on this particular vehicle, it's a job. This whole front fascia, this whole thing, I mean, the bumper, the grill, the lights, the radiator, transmission cooler, all of that has to come off to get to the throttle body. And the throttle body sits at the bottom of the engine. I don't know why Chrysler or Jeep decided to put it at the bottom of the engine, but it's very, very inconvenient to get to. I mean, you're gonna take more time taking this whole front fascia off than it would taking the throttle body off. So yeah, I mean, taking the fascia off shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it's when you start getting into the engine. From some of the videos I saw, all this got to come apart. Of course, the decorations of the engine to make your engine seem like it's bigger than what it is got to come off. So all of this got to come off, this radiator hose, all of that, and you can't even see the throttle body from here because it's tucked deep down in there. You can't even see it. You're like, you literally got to take the whole thing apart to get to the throttle body. Also, a quick tip: you got to check engine light on and you pull the codes, and if it's a crankshaft position sensor, it's real easy to change. It's pretty simple. It sits behind the engine. You got to reach behind here, make sure you don't burn yourself. I'll say that for a later video. But other than that, it still rides and drives. Lately they've been doing some construction on our street, so look at all that mud build up. I'm gonna have to really get in here and power wash it, get the rest of that mud off. Oh yeah, and this tire here is new. The tire that was originally on there somehow managed to pop. going through a construction zone. I don't know why the state of Michigan all of a sudden decided to do construction on every single road all at once, but it's annoying. Drivability concerns, it seemed to be running okay. I'm gonna see what it does. It's supposed to get colder next week because we've been having unusual warm weather for the month of November up here in Michigan. I mean, it was just 75 degrees yesterday, but according to my wife, she said when the temperature's below 40, that's when she have stalling issues. So I guess we gotta find out and see for ourselves. So you know how you come across someone and they say your Jeep Patriot is slow? Well, what you do is throw the manual mode, get that first gear on there, be ready to take off. Look, guy way back there. We left him. Yep. Not the fastest thing in the world, but it'll move for what it is. I don't care what anybody say. So stop hating. Oh yeah. Gotta love that CVT transmission that don't shift. Yep. Took me a while to get used to it, but as of right now, it doesn't bother me, y'all. You know, it is what it is. Gets me from point A to point B. I'm gonna be completely honest. I really don't want to change out the throttle body myself. I've seen some other guys on YouTube and how they did it, and honestly, I don't think I had the patience. It would make some great content because I will get frustrated and I'm gonna probably say some words that need to be forgiven, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, I keep an extra centering caps in the car. I ordered these off Amazon. I can't remember how much I paid for them. You got 17-inch rims that I got. Keep an extra pair of these because these do come off a lot after time. I'm just gonna put this on now so that this don't look like it came from the hood. And you just pop it up on there. There you go. Hopefully that stays on there for a while. Usually these tend to come off after corrosion and stuff builds up in there, especially if you live in the salt belt states where corrosion builds up. These tend to get weak and they fall off. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, but on the real, let me know what y'all think I should do. Should I try to replace the throttle body myself, or should I pay someone? Also, for those who want to know how many miles is on here, it's at 171. I had plenty of people tell me your transmission was going to go out at 150,000 miles or below that. Well, I'm still rolling. 171,000 miles, original engine and original transmission. But you guys got to remember, you can't just jump in the car and drive it and expect it to last forever without doing proper maintenance. You got to change transmission fluid as you do engine fluid, differential fluid, all of that. So keep that in mind when you plan on holding on to your car. I mean, this Jeep been paid off for the longest. We driven it everywhere. It's pretty much a beat to hell because we live in Michigan. You got to maintain your car to make it last as long as this. Otherwise, you'd be like, oh, this car is not reliable. I haven't had any problems with this Jeep. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I want to give a shout out to Super X for hitting me up, checking on me, seeing if everything was okay. And I want to give a shout out to Billy the Kid 556 for commenting and telling me do a relearn. And I did that. Disconnect the battery, let it sit for overnight, reconnected it, and so far I haven't encountered any stalling issues. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.